Love, I never knew until the day that I met you. Colors were gray, melody sung, sounded the same. The sun, stars, and moon, all feeling brighter, earth feeling new. Do what
Hey,
you
Joy Chasers, welcome back to Chasing After Joy. This is the place that we talk about life, growth, and finding joy. Today, I am reacting to a TED Talk that made me want to smile, made me want to shout amen, and do what I do best, which I say, love who you are and let no one take your joy away. So let's get into this TED Talk. It's Heidi Hutchinson, and she is talking about unleashing the power of women over 50. Now, let's get real. Society want to put us in a box. They want to tell us very loudly that we are on the decline, that we are over the hill, that we are invisible, that our best is behind us. And I can truly say this: no, no, and no. When we listen to Heidi's message today, she is going to flip the script and she's going to tell us being over 50 is not on the decline. We are on the up. So let's get into it.
It was early November, just 2 weeks after a positive performance review, when my boss walks into the office, sits down, and promptly tells me that the company is going through a merger and I'm out of a job. That's it, game over. So, after 25 plus years of rising through the ranks and becoming a successful chief marketing officer, I'm back on the market. I think to myself, okay, Heidi, you've always landed top jobs easily. You're talented, you're smart, you're resourceful, no big deal, right? You've got this. Then I started applying for jobs. I curated my target companies, I tailored my resume, I plugged into my network. I did all the things. Then, crickets. No responses, no callbacks, no interviews, nothing. And I can't figure out what's wrong. Why is this happening? It took me months to realize that this thing that was keeping me from landing my next role, it's called ageism.
Do you agree? If you're over 50, do you agree with what she just said? This, when you are seeking out another job or going just even to get you a part-time job, it doesn't even have to be your main job. If you are over 50, are you getting that ageism type of vibe when you go in there? Is someone looking at you like, why are you coming in here trying to get a job? Those types of conversations come up all the time, especially for people who are maybe changing careers, who have retired early and decide that, hey, I may not want to, I want to be semi-retired instead of just retired. Are you getting those types of things, just what she just talked about? Because if you are, that is where society is putting us in a box. But let's go on.
Based on a recent study by McKinsey, a woman over 45 is more likely to find a four-leaf clover than she is to land a senior leadership role. So the expert advice I got: hide your first 10 years of experience, post about AI to sound relevant, and make sure that your profile picture is energetic. Really?
Just like she just said, really? I have to do all of that to land a job with all the experience that I have? I got to dumb down myself to land a job now. I have to do all these things that you do at the beginning of your career when you're trying to really, really get that job because you don't have any of the experience that an over 50 type of person have. It's over 50 when you've been on a job for a very, very long time, and maybe your job, you retired from that job, or maybe you're just changing jobs because it's time, or just like Heidi. They said, okay, we got to let you go, but she's not ready to retire. So now she has to dumb down herself? What? Like she said, really?
In my 50s, when I feel I am at my peak potency, I'm supposed to hide who I am? The absurdity was crushing. Just when I have the most value to offer, society is telling me to downplay my greatest assets? I don't think so. At 50 plus, we bring something unprecedented to the table. Decades of experience, battle-tested wisdom, and the confidence to know what truly matters. We are not winding down. We are exactly what companies and communities need right now.
Yes. And that is so true. We are. We are not winding down. Heidi basically said that when you get over 50 or when you are at your midlife point, that's a power move for you. Okay? That is a power move. And I love that so much because when I was 25, I thought the power move was high heel shoes and lipstick and my big desk that I had. Like that was a power move. At 35, I thought a power move looked like me juggling millions of responsibilities without letting anyone see me sweat. Like, I can do that. I can do that. I can do that. I remember those days. Wow. But now at 52, I know what power looks like for me. Power looks like a choice of how I spend my time, a choice of choosing who gets access to my energy, a choice of chasing joy over chaos. I get to choose now to say no without guilt and yes because of my experience. Okay? That's just the experience of things. I don't have to be like, yes, 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 because I'm trying to get in. I'm trying to fit in. That was during those younger years. Now I have choices. I have power moves. Don't let society put you in a box, just like Heidi just said. For me, a power move at the age that I am now, over 50, is starting this channel. Even though I started it earlier and I was trying to do this and that, and I got to get with the trend, I got to do this, I got to do that. No, the aesthetics needs to be this. My house needs to look like this. My pictures need to look like this. Oh my gosh. Like, I came to the realization that no, I don't have to do that. My experience should be enough. I have experience and wisdom to share. So that should be enough. And if you look, you look. If you don't, you don't. That is the choice that you have. And that's the choice that I'm giving myself. Peace. Peace. Whether you look or whether you don't look, joy is still chasing. Joy is still having wisdom. Joy still have the experience of being over 50. And that's a power move.
100 years ago, the average life expectancy of a woman in the United States was just over 60 years. Now, it's 86 and rapidly climbing. Think about that for a moment. We're not just living longer, we're living healthier, more vibrant lives. This isn't just a statistic. This is a revolution in how we should view our future. This realization led me to create Third 30. The name comes from a simple but powerful idea. These next 30 years aren't an afterthought. They're the chapter where everything comes together, where wisdom meets opportunity, where experience meets purpose. Third 30 is a movement that empowers women to realize that midlife is not a slow, steady decline. Instead, it's a reaffirmation of all the glorious gifts we've been given over the years and reframing them to define success on our terms. But here's a stark reality. Although we've been given these extra decades of life, society's script has failed to catch up.
I keep saying that society is not catching up with Gen X. Maybe the silent generation was like over 50, I'm downhill. Maybe even the baby boomers are like that. But Gen X, my generation, nah. I remember, and I'm just going to tell a little story. I remember when I turned 50 years old, and when I did, everybody was like, happy 50th, happy 50th. You're over the hill, you're over the hill. And I'm like, do not put that negativity on Joy. Do not tell me I'm over 50 and I'm 50 and I am going downhill. I'm not going downhill. I'm just getting started, y'all. I hope you are too. I am getting started with my life. Know why? I have experience. I have wisdom. I don't have any children in my home anymore. They're all adults. Hopefully, they're not trying to come back home. And if they do, they will have responsibilities as an adult by paying me rent. But other than that, Joy and the hubby, y'all, I'm living my life. We are doing things that we didn't have the opportunity to do when we were in our 20s and 30s and the beginning of our 40s, because we were still taking care of kids. We were still working hard in our jobs. Now we are retired from our main jobs. What we do now is because we want to do it, not because we have to do it. And that is where I feel you need to be right now. I feel that if you're over 50, and even if you started late with your job and you saying, Joy, I can't do all of that right now. Let me tell you something. Get that out of your mind. Get the negativity out of your mind right now. You may still be working on your main job, but you can still be chasing your joy. You can still be giving wisdom. You can still be living your life like it's golden. Like it's golden. Jill Scott says it best. Live your life like it's golden, girl. You got to. Because if not, society will bring you down to your knees and make you feel like you are nobody. Make you feel like you about to go and die. And definitely, that's not what we're doing. We are feeling like we are chasing joy at every single moment of the day. I could just go on and on and on about that, because right now I am happy. Externally, I feel joy. Internally, I am living my best life because I do not let society define me. The society says downhill. Joy says up and moving. And I'm making all kind of power moves now. And that's what you need to be doing too. Let's finish this.
Let me put this in perspective. Just when we've mastered the art of driving results while building genuine relationships, just when we've learned how to cut through office politics and focus on what truly matters, just when we've gained the confidence to speak truth to power, that's when society wants us to step aside.
No.
We are sidelining women at the precise moment they become corporate gold. This is not just a loss for women. This is a massive loss for businesses, for innovation, and for society at large. So how do we seize this moment? How do women over 50 redefine success and live their values? Here are 3 pathways that are transforming the way that women thrive in their third 30. First, reimagine your current role. And let me be clear, I'm not talking about tweaking your LinkedIn profile. I'm talking about bold, authentic, unapologetic reinvention.
She is giving some good gems. That is so, so true. You cannot dumb down who you are, because when you do dumb down those types of things, it only hurts you internally. You feel some type of way. You shouldn't feel some type of way. You should feel like good inside for the accomplishments that you have done. Now,
Ladies, stop hiding your brilliance in the background. Your experience isn't a liability, it's your superpower. The difference between women who thrive in their third 30 and those who struggle, they've stopped asking for permission and started leading with the authority they've earned.
that is true. We got to, y'all. You have to not hide behind society saying that you got to hide who you are. I do not hide who I am. That's why my saying is love who you are and let no one take your joy away. If society thinks women are over 50 are slowing down, then they clearly haven't seen us in action. They clearly have not seen us on the dance floor, at a book club, at a store, rolling out new fall decor, buying things. We are anything but invisible. So let me ask you, what is one thing that you thought you have to give up or you had to outgrow once you hit your midlife? Midlife meaning 50. If you're not 50 yet, what are some of the misconceptions you've heard that they say will happen after 50? Whatever you're hearing, get it out of your mind. Get it out of your mind. Not true. Okay? You are a person that have power moves. You have power moves about traveling. You have power moves about love. You have power moves about starting a new business or dropping it like it's hot. Your power moves are your power moves. Drop in the comments if you got a chance. And let's celebrate. Let's celebrate all of the things that you feel that you have as a woman over 50, because we are powerful. We are unstoppable.
Second, let's talk about fractional leadership. This wasn't even a thing 10 years ago. Now, it's a complete game changer. Growing companies are desperate for seasoned pros to come in and act as part-time chief financial officers, chief marketing officers, or strategic advisor. Let that sink in. More money, less time. This is not about stepping down. This is about stepping into your freedom where you leverage your expertise on your terms. Third, and this is my favorite, entrepreneurship. Forbes tells us that one of the fastest growing groups of entrepreneurs right now are women over 50. And are we really surprised? We've got the perfect storm. Decades of experience,
Yes.
battle-tested wisdom,
Yes.
and the confidence to build something that genuinely matters.
Yes.
But here's what I really want you to understand. This is not just about work. This is about a profound transformation in how we see ourselves and what we believe is possible. This is about refusing to accept the age-old narrative that our best years are behind us. Instead, this is our moment of rebirth, where we choose to live large with courage, connection, and joy. With Third 30, I envision a world where women claim midlife, saying, this is my time. I've earned this experience and these wrinkles. I'm going to embrace my passion, my purpose, my joy, because I deserve it.
I'm going to stop just right there because I want to say that Heidi, she did not sugarcoat this at all. She said exactly what I say every time I talk about chasing after joy. She acknowledged the stereotypes. She named the elephant in the room, but then she turned it around and said, actually, this is our time. I've been saying that when I turned 50, I knew that I was not going to dive into that negative stereotype that society has put on me. I refuse to say that I'm old. I refuse to say that I cannot live my life like it's golden. I refuse to do any of those things. I am not going to be that stereotype. So I'm so glad that I listened to this with you today to let us know that being over 50 is our superpower. It's not pretending life is perfect. It's recognizing the scars that we have, the laugh lines that we have, the wisdom that we have, and saying that we are going to live a life joyfully, not in spite of, but because of it. So, my takeaway today from Heidi's message is this: midlife is not a crisis, it's a calling to live boldly. And I do. You see this big smile on my face. I live very, very bold now. I refuse to let anyone take my joy away. It is also being over 50 is also calling to embrace it's calling for us to embrace our experience as the greatest asset that we have, and are calling to chase joy like our lives really, really depended on it. Because in many ways, it really does. Heidi Hutchinson lit the fire. And here on Chasing After Joy, we're keeping it burning. Everything that I post or record is going to be about chasing joy, simple joys. Everything does not have to be big and bold like society tells us. Social media is so big and bold. Like I said, you know, their houses are aesthetically pleasing. Like it's perfect. That's not life. Even when I was getting ready to record this, y'all, I was around here trying to figure out what spot I was going to get into and how was the lighting and um, whether or not I was looking my best. But looking my best to me is not a full-fledged bunch of makeup on or trying to cover everything to make it so perfect. That is not joy at all. That is not how I live my life. I live my life the way it is. I'm not showing anything that I wouldn't be doing, or you don't see anything in my home of how it's looking, whatever background you may see me record in. That is real. That is me. But I see so many people trying so hard to master what is on social media. You know, as a Gen Xer, we already live bold. We are bold people, and no one can take that away from us. So, people of society putting that on us to go downhill, they might as well forget it. Because women over 50 are not fading. We're glowing, we're growing, and we're going after everything we were told we could not have. And we're doing it in style, in grace, and in laughter. So I want to say, if this message fires you up today, hit the like button for me so I can share more with you. Share this with a friend who needs to hear it, because so many people are Debbie Downers. So many people are stressing out over turning the age that we have turned. And they don't need to. This is your time. You got wisdom, you got experience, you have joy, you have all of those things. So drop in the comments ways you are rewriting the story of life after 50. Drop in the comments of things that people might have said to you and you said, no, that's not me. Drop in the comments anything that you want when it comes to chasing after joy.
Every woman over 50 has decades of potential ahead. Decades to reinvent, to lead, to thrive. Your third 30 isn't about slowing down. It's about stepping into your full power with all the wisdom and clarity that only comes from life experience. The only thing standing between you and your reinvention is mindset. Not age, not experience, not market conditions, just the story you choose to believe about what's possible.
And I will see you the next time, Joy Chasers. Until then, keep chasing joy and love who you are and let no one take your joy away.